Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City transfer update, speaking about all the latest ins and outs with Manchester City. So we've got some updates from yesterday's video, of course, and some new players too to talk about. So we're going to crack on with that, but first, before we do, make sure if you're new around here, you press the red button, subscribe, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go and check out my social media links, which you can find in the description below and popping up on screen too for my Twitter and Instagram. And make sure also you leave your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm always interested in what you have to say. So we're going to crack on with the ins, and we're first going to be having an update on a player we were speaking about yesterday, which is the Sao Paulo forward, Antony. 19 years old. Manchester City apparently have made a €20 million bid for him, which was yesterday, which has since been rejected. Now, Manchester City want to sign him, if you remember me saying yesterday, and then send him to Sporting Lisbon as part of Manchester City's partnership with Sporting Lisbon, which is formed this summer. Sao Paulo said that they want around €50 million, so City some way short with their €20 million bid, and apparently Antony doesn't want to force a move away from Sao Paulo, as he's happy there, and also wants to learn more and develop more. So he isn't too ready, if you get where I'm coming from, with a move to Europe just yet. He isn't as content. He doesn't feel like he's achieved as much as what he wants to achieve, both with the team and personally with himself too, for his own development. So he wants to stay. So I don't know if City will be making more of a bid, but I find it unrealistic with City wanting to pay so much money for a player to send him to another club. So in response to Antony not being too keen on moving to Europe just yet, Sporting Lisbon were chasing another player which the Manchester City had signed, then loaned him. So it comes in the form of, and just bear with me while I try and hopefully get his name right, which is Abdulkadir Amur. I'd never heard of him in my life, but Sporting Lisbon want him. Apparently he's valued around €30 million and he plays for Trabzonspor. I hope I say their name right, but they're in Turkey, I think. But Manchester City wanting to get the price down, and to me, I don't see it happening. Now, the MEN were backing me up with what I think, and they were saying that there's just no way that this is happening. And I did say that yesterday, that I can see City spending maybe £5–10 million on a player to see how they develop, and then obviously making a permanent transfer in some time in the future to go to another club. But to me, I don't see us spending any more than that. We've played it with Marlos Moreno. He never really had a potential at Manchester City, but he may well have made it big, and City could have sold him on for profit and have a buyback clause and sell him elsewhere and stuff like that. That's what City are thinking, and so they want to invest a little bit of money, and that's the key here. They want to invest a little bit of money. Asking City to invest somewhere between £25 and £40 million, it's not going to happen, because that's a lot of money. That's the type of standard that City would be looking for their own squad, not to sign for somebody else. And if the youngster and City wanted to sign these players for that amount of money, then these youngsters would almost certainly be chasing down a position in Manchester City's first team squad, rather than going out on loan and being utilised for another club. So to me, it's just all fairy dust, and it's all a bit make-believe. So we'll move on to another player, and like I was saying yesterday, speaking about Morgan Rogers, Sky Sports confirmed that the £4 million initial compo deal has been agreed, and they said that it could well double with add-ons, but MEN was saying yesterday that it won't double, it won't go up to £8 million. So we're getting contradicting sources saying different amounts. One thing we do know though, straight up £4 million right there for West Bromwich Albion, agreed in the compensation package. He will sign for Manchester City on July 26th, as I said yesterday, which of course is Morgan Rogers' 17th birthday, which means that he can then sign for Manchester City on a professional contract. He'll go into Manchester City's academy, of course, and maybe in season or two, maybe 3 seasons, we might be seeing him in and around the Manchester City first team squad, particularly on pre-season. So it will be interesting to keep an eye on his development. Of course, an England under-17 international, got all the potential in the world. Highly rated. City have won his signature, so it'll be interesting to see how he progresses. So we'll move on to another player that we've been speaking about quite a bit over the last 8 weeks or so, and it comes in the form of Harry Maguire. On Metro, they've been reporting that Manchester United want to sign Harry Maguire in a deal worth £85 million. Now, Maguire did want Manchester City, but Manchester City have officially pulled out the race. City value him at £60 million, weren't willing to go above £60 million. Perhaps they could have worked on a deal worth £65–70 million with add-ons, but the money's just getting too much. I mean, it's a whole 15 million above even the maximum that City are willing to spend. So more fool Manchester United for wanting to pay it, and apparently now he's open to a move to Manchester United. So City's hopes of signing Harry Maguire disintegrating and disintegrating very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if City decide in response to step up their interest in another player, homegrown players like Nathan Ake potentially. We'll keep an eye on developments there, but not got an update for that in this video. So we're going to move on to a new player that City's been getting linked with, and this was happening yesterday and into today too. Found it really interesting, but it's a little saga that we had going on a couple of seasons ago. Do you remember when Dani Alves was on the verge of signing for City, and instead he flew into Paris and signed for PSG instead? Now a lot of fans don't want Dani Alves at Manchester City. Well, he's now a free agent after his contract with PSG has come to an end, so he's been released. And after his good performances in the Copa America with Brazil, I think he got player of the tournament, didn't he? Ahead of Gabriel Jesus. I know a few City fans are upset about it, but apparently now he's lining up his next move, and a couple of top teams apparently in Europe are interested in him, and City have been an admirer of him since, well, we had our last interest in him before we signed Kyle Walker instead. Apparently City want to step up their interest, but it seems a little bit strange because he isn't a young player at all. I think he's midway through his 30s, so it doesn't sound like a long-term signing. And so we've still got a situation with Danilo where he'd need to leave, and I imagine City would want good competitive long-term replacements there for Kyle Walker to be able to compete with him, not a player that they'll keep for a season or two then release again well, in a season or two's time. So to me personally, I don't see it happening, but City could step up their interest, particularly if Danilo leaves and Cancelo, who is believed to be chased by Barcelona and also Bayern Munich, if we miss out on him. Might Dani Alves be another option while City look elsewhere in the market for a season or two's time? I don't know. Do let me know what you think, though, in the comments below. So we're going to move on to the outs now, and we're going to be talking about Philip Sandler. Now, he's closing in on his move to Anderlecht. We're expecting that to go through very soon. He's in Belgium, of course, to complete that move. But what I reported yesterday with the Twitter account of him saying farewell to Manchester City, but it's only temporarily before he'll come back to Manchester City. Apparently, Philip Sandler said on Instagram that that account isn't actually him and it's fake. Strange. So, yeah, there we go. But of course, we are still expecting him to leave out on loan and go into Anderlecht very soon. He is already out there, so I imagine a medical probably already been sorted. So, yeah, there we go. So we'll move on to the next one. This was coming in from today. Now, a player called Nahuel Ferraresi. Oh, that's how you say his name. I'm not entirely clued up on him, but there we go. But he's extended his contract at the CFG, which is the City Football Group, by 2 more years apparently. Now he's been loaned to Porto B side over in Portugal for the rest of the season. So I'd say best of luck to Nahuel on his move. He's a Venezuelan 20-year-old defender, so hope he has a good move there, and we'll see what the future holds for him. And we'll move on to the last story, and we'll speak about Pablo Mari. Now, if you remember me speaking about him just a couple of videos ago, saying that Deportivo La Coruna and Levante were chasing him, well, sources in Brazil are saying that the City Spanish defender is not got a future at Manchester City, as we already know, and instead now interest has come in from Flamengo over in Brazil, and apparently they're set to sign Pablo Mari now. Now, I was reading the article where this was coming from. I've never heard of the source before. It was all in Portuguese, so I put it into Google Translate, and it was talking about a 1.6 million euro fee. And then it mentioned briefly about his contract with Manchester City is up in 2020. So I wasn't sure if this is going to be a loan move and they were going to pay a 1.6 million euro loan fee, or whether this was going to be a 1.6 million euro permanent transfer. But I am hoping that it will be a permanent transfer for the sake of Pablo's career, so he can move on rather than just prolonging his career for another season before he'll eventually be released by Manchester City, because City mark him as not needed by the club. Then they'll have to do all the same of finding another club next year, so just delaying the inevitable. So I'm hoping that this will be a permanent transfer and there'll be a happy ending to this little transfer story. So there we go. That's been the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you did enjoy this video. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new around here and you want to stay in the loop with daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the 2019 summer transfer window, make sure you press the red button, subscribe, press the bell and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately when I've uploaded, so you can stay in the loop as quickly as possible. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. appreciated. Thank you to everyone that has continued to support my channel and viewing my channel. Thank you for watching. It is much appreciated by me. And you can go check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram. Keep you up to date with everything happening with Manchester City on my Twitter and also my Instagram if you want to go and check out anything that's happening with JSGC. So I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.